Hey church, Pastor Daniel back here in the office for another version of Midweek Minute. Last week we began in worship exploring the question Jesus asks of us. If we love those who are easy to love, what reward do we expect? Or as we shared on Sunday, the New Revised Daniel version, if you love the people who are easy to love, what bonus do you expect to get? And while we had some fun with people we might expect to receive bonuses for loving and those we might not, the challenge of Jesus' words still sits with us. How we are called to love, period. Not comma, but what about, but simply period. To love God, to love our neighbor, and to love our enemy, those who are hard for us to love. As the scripture says, to allow them to bring the best out in us and not the worst. I don't always have midweek check-ins that are directly connected to the sermon because often what you have received on Sunday is enough to stew with through the week, and yet this challenge is substantial and significant enough for you and for me and for us all that I wanted to check in again. You maybe have come used to seeing paintings in the background of our midweek minutes. These pictures live in my office and they're painted by an artist named Scott Erickson. He goes by Scott the Painter on Instagram. Several years ago, he partnered with an author, Justin McRobertson, to create a book on prayer. Where he's got 40 days of prayers and images that go together in which you see a beautiful image and a simple prayer coming together. So I was flipping through this book this week. I was struck by this one, and I'll put it up in a little clearer way so you can see it. It says simply this: may I cease to be annoyed that others are not as I wish they were, since I am not as I wish I was too. Let's hear that again. May I cease to be annoyed that others are not as I wish they were, since I am not as I wish I was. Friends, as we are frequently prone to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt, to allow our own failings to bring out the best in ourselves, or even the average within ourselves, but certainly not the worst, I pray that as we face those who are hard to love this week, we may cease to be annoyed that they aren't who they're supposed to be, because we aren't who we're supposed to be. And that in that small way, their presence brings out something a little better out of us. And we're able to love God more fully, love neighbor more fully, love enemy more fully, and love ourselves more fully.